Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of MidRank Madness. This is a game between STronGer and glutenfoe on Defender's Landing, the latter edition. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is glutenfoe with a spinning logo of a ladder, I think. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is STronGer. Alright, so STronGer versus glutenfoe. This is a diamond level game according to the portraits on the loading screen. Every time I tell you guys what level a game is, you're like, no, this isn't diamond. No, this isn't masters. Look, I'm just telling you what rank Blizzard has assigned these players. If Blizzard's wrong about it, then so be it. Then so be it. I just report what I see. Alright, so Defender's Landing, pretty darn fun map. I like it quite a bit. We've cast a few games on this one by now. This one does not have the weirdness where there are some expansions that don't have refineries, don't have Vespian geysers on them, and none of them have 3 either. So pretty standard as far as that stuff goes. You've got a lot of destructible debris though across this middle direction towards each other's spots on the map. You got more debris to destroy to open up a path on the right side. A lot of stuff you can do here. So Probe comes in for glutenfoe. Going to go ahead and give us a quick scout around the map. Try to see what he can see. Sees a no refinery opening and the expansion coming down a little bit early as well. So it's not going to be a Reaper. It's going to be Marines for sure. That does help glutenfoe. Okay, don't have to worry about getting a Stalker or an Adept out that early. Can kind of macro up a little bit more because Marines aren't walking all the way across the map to murder my stuff in any length of time where I would be worried about it. The refinery is now coming in, but it's way too late. Way too late for that action. Probe's getting some nice scouting information, though. Sees the refinery timing. Now the Marine's chasing him down, though, and Probe doesn't even really try to get away. Just gets pinned against the corner and killed. Who got credit for that kill? Marine did. Ah, SCV did all the work, though. Okay, SCV did some of the work. Marine probably did the more important work. Expansion about 50% complete for glutenfoe. About 60% for STronGer here. So both players keeping up with each other on the side of the macro things. And a second assimilator on the way from a glutenfoe as well. Cybernetics core just now warping in. This is where things get interesting for Protoss. Do we get a Twilight Council? Which has been kind of the thing lately, is Twilight Councils. Stargates can be fun as well with your Oracle openings. There's definitely an Adept coming in here, or could just go right for Robotics Facility. Could go like from Disruptor play would be really fun. I'd like to see some of that here today, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. We've seen Colossus as well. That seems to be an option for our Protoss player. Meanwhile, Terran player is getting another barracks, not going for a factory here. This is interesting. This is almost, he doesn't have a tech lab either. What on earth are you doing, STronGer? You're going unorthodox, trying to mess with your opponent's brains. It is a robotics facility, likely for an observer first, but from there we could see some fun things. I mean, not that observers aren't fun. Goodness, no, I'm not going to try to offend observers by any stretch. Whoa! Third command center. Coming in here for STronGer at 3 minutes into the game. Who do you think you are, a Zerg? Probably thinks he's a Zerg. Yeah, so that explains why no factory, why really nothing else until now. He was saving up minerals to go for a third command center. So glutenfoe really needs to shut this thing down. The Adept's going to waltz on in here, check out the natural base. Really should look to see if there's a third base there. But a completely undefended SCV's here at the natural base. Get out, run! It does take 3 shots to kill an SCV. Which, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why it's 3 for an SCV and 2 for drones and probes, but whatever. Adept trying to kill 1 more drone. Oh, canceling the transfer. Oh, making the Marines chase the ghost and then coming back in. What a play! What a play by glutenfoe. Can glutenfoe kill these Marines before she dies? The answer is going to be yes. Did static transfer out and did accidentally scout this base? Accidentally scouted this base too. Good job. Good job, Adept, with 9 hit points to your name. Indeed, an observer on the way for the Protoss player, Twilight Council, and a gateway on the way now for glutenfoe. And the factory's done. We're now working on a starport. That is the next part of this build for STronGer. And again, really, the only... Okay, there are add-ons now. There's a reactor on one barracks and a tech lab on another one. Stims coming up here. Factory not making any add-ons whatsoever, which you probably should be doing. Probably should be doing that, and glutenfoe has enough money to go for a third Nexus and is going to do it. Basically saying if the Terran player's got 3 Nexuses, or 3 command centers, then I want 3 Nexuses. Bam! There it is. So once the observer's gone, do we see some immortal production beginning? Do we see... Oh, he's supply blocked. 54 to 54. Available supply, not great. Not super ideal. Observer flying on down very slowly, spinning, 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 looking kind of rainbowy. Actually, never really noticed how rainbowy these things look. as they're flying. Got some blues, some like pink, some reds in there as well, some yellow. And then from the backside, they're like giving off this whoop, 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 whoop thing. They're kind of like squid in certain ways. Man, the stuff you look at closely when you're casting StarCraft 2. Boom, boom. Third base is done, but we're not actually transferring SCVs over there. Come on, STronGer. Transfer them over here. It is harder to defend, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. SCV just got the third Nexus out of glutenfoe. STronGer, again, that forge is done. Starting a Warp Prism. Okay, and a Resonating Glaive. So likely some kind of a Warp Prism reinforcing at the front. A lot of Adept attack against this very marine-heavy composition from STronGer. So actually, there's a Widow Mine here. That's good. Widow Mine production going to be nice against these Adepts. Observer scouting exactly what is going on here at the natural base. Right at the front door, what you have to worry about. You could probably murder some workers at the third base if there were any at the third base, and there are definitely not. Don't finish that. Oh, finish the transfer into the natural where all the Marines are. Might have backed yourself into a bit of a corner here, glutenfoe. STronGer is going to lose a couple of these Adepts for sure. I mean, the Marines are going to die, but there's Medivacs healing them up extremely well, and ugh, that was bad news. That was bad news. 8 Adepts got killed. 8 Adepts killed there. And Warp Prism going to warp in more Adepts here at the third base, but actually going to run away instead as the Marines and Marauders caught whiff of what was going on, caught wind of what was going on, caught a whiff or caught wind of what was going on, lifting the third base there. STronGer now landing it. Might actually start mining from it now, but who knows. Robotics Bay coming in. Oh, it is an Immortal. And, okay, we could see Colossus. We could see Colossus, which again has kind of come back in vogue in PvT. I'm not entirely sure why that is. I'm trying to think if I can figure it out, but I can't while I'm casting. My brain power is being used in other things. Warp Prism going to sneak on in here to the natural base, but I think the army is ready for this one. Adepts coming out here, going after them. Ooh, going after those SCVs. Still 3-shotting them, though. Again, Resonating Glaives doesn't increase damage, although that +1 attack does. Coming back here inside the main base. I'm liking this consistent Adept harass here out of glutenfoe. Glutenfoe is kind of floating some money here, about 1,000 minerals and 1,000 gas. But that just means we can get some good disruptors here, making additional gateways to spend that money. And it is going to be a... Oh, Colossus. It is going to be a Colossus. All right, I'm liking this. Colossus, Adept, Immortal kind of a thing. The Adepts can handle the Marines pretty darn well. Colossus at the same time. The Marauders are kind of the problem, although Immortals are really good against them. So perhaps that's what we're seeing out of glutenfoe right now. Pretty good harassment, really keeping the Terran Army inside. I mean, the Terran Army has not moved across the base, period. In this game, we haven't seen Widow Mine drops, but again, going for that third early command center kind of restricted his ability to do that sort of a thing. +2 weapons is on the way for the ground units, getting extended thermal lance as well. Not going for double robotics facility. There's just the one. Am I right? Yeah, there is just the one. So we're not going to double pump them or anything, but you probably could afford to. Resources lost, 850 minerals for STronGer, no gas, and 950 minerals and 200 gas for glutenfoe. So lost more, but he's actually done some good damage as far as killing SCVs goes. It's killed 13 so far. It's 73 to 29 harvesters. What? I did not expect that. I have not been paying attention to this very corner of my screen, and wow. STronGer, how... all right, STronGer, how are we going to do this thing? How are we going to do this thing? The answer is, I don't know. Fourth base coming up for glutenfoe. Continuing to make Colossus, continuing to work on extended thermal lance. Not chrono boosting that one, actually, which I do find surprising. Some Stalkers here at the third base, but there's a pretty big drop of 3 Medivacs trying to fly in. The Stalkers going to hit those Medivacs, forcing them away. You don't want to lose full Medivacs. That's a bad feeling. It's an extremely, extremely terrible feeling in all considerations. Have you seriously not saturated this third base at all yet? No, this has not been touched. This is a pristine base that just happens to have an orbital command sitting at it. That's amazing. 2 Medivacs flying on into the main base. What is here? A Colossus to defend. You guys, we need you to come back and defend real quick. More drops, though, here outside the third base as well. I like this multi-pronged approach from STronGer. Oh, did take down the robotics facility. Took down the forge very quickly as well. Some Stalkers here to defend, and nope. That's not going to be enough at all. There's a scan just in case there's GTs here. There are not, so perhaps a little bit overly concerned about that. Pylon goes down in case of photon overcharge, but the mothership core happens to be elsewhere at the moment. Where is she? Oh, she's over here, not using photon overcharge at the third base as everything dies. Oh no, bad news. Adepts are rocking the third base of STronGer, though, but that doesn't really matter because STronGer hasn't been using it for anything at this point. And the attack in the main base has been taken down, but the attack at the third base does get rid of the Nexus and a lot of these probes as well. Supply blocking glutenfoe pretty darn intensely. probes are 10 probes kills at this point in time. This army with a +1 attack and the stamina, the combat shield, and the concussive shells is pretty good. Probes coming back into mine. No! No, probes, don't do it. Meanwhile, we got liberators chasing down this war prism that's been trying to murder stuff for quite some time. Coming back into the main base is STronGer. I'm liking this. Out of STronGer. Unload. Unload. The army's out of position to stop this. Ready, set, unload. Yeah, there we go. Boosting in. It worked. It worked. Unloading. Good probe pull. Good reaction time. They're out of glutenfoe this time around, but STronGer has a pretty good group of Marines and Marauders. Taking down pylons, depowering the cyber core, depowering a warp gate here. Really, just again, pylons are pretty much the big threat at this point in time. Main base is mostly toast. Glutenfoe not really defending at all right now. Actually going to move across the map. Are we going to base race this thing? Glutenfoe says, you know what? You can have my main base. I'm going to go ahead and murder all your things. The Ghost Academy just finished, though, for STronGer. I'm not sure if that's for EMPs or nukes or what. We'll have to see how that works out. And here we go. Stalker, Adept, Colossus here at 11 minutes. Coming across the map. What's here to defend against this? Not much. There are 4 Marauders and 2 Vikings. And a Marine. I don't know if that's going to be ample to stop this. The natural base is in shambles and dies so quickly to these Immortals, these +2 attack Adepts and Stalkers. Colossus doing tons of work at the same time. Third base, go and die. There are Liberators. Stalkers, get them. Stalkers, get the Liberators. If the Liberators could focus down the Stalkers, it would be good, but I'm not sure they're doing that, or vice versa. Although, good blink. Good blink on the Stalkers, getting rid of that Liberator, and the Liberators did do some good stuff there, but natural base by Glutenfoe going to die here as well. We're down to a single Nexus for Glutenfoe. He's pulling back to defend it, but he's kind of pretty much destroyed STronGer's ability to do anything. He's down to a single base right about now. There are still a bunch of warp gates available for Glutenfoe, and by a bunch, I mean there are 3 and 2 that are regular gateways, and a bunch more warp gates here at this 4th base as well. But the Cyber Core is gone, so all you can make are Zealots, which is bad. Just realizing now he has to replace that Cyber Core. Army getting 1 more pylon, and everything is officially unpowered and depowered here inside the main base for Glutenfoe. So we're down to 1 base versus 1 base. We've kind of reset the game right here. Kind of straight up reset. Additional pylons coming in for Glutenfoe. He's not officially supply blocked, but he is close, and now he's not because these pylons are warping in. It is an army of 3 Vikings, 1 Liberator, 20 Marauders, 13 Marines versus 3 Zealots, 2 Immortals, 2 Colossus, 6 Adepts, and 6 Stalkers. I don't know. What does Army Active Forces number tell us? It tells us 5,100 for the Terran player and 4,000 for the Protoss. So all those Marauders are really what's the problem here today for Glutenfoe. Where are the Marauders, though? Oh, are they all in these medevacs? They're probably in these medevacs. Is it round 2? Is that round 2 of our base race? Yeah, a lot of units at the top of that ramp there. Vikings trying to get rid of these Colossus as well. But you know what? Keeping the Terran player pinned to 1 base is fine. If he wants to sit in there and defend, acceptable outcome. Totally acceptable outcome here. But here comes a big army to this 4th base. Oh no, the only mining base available for Glutenfoe. These Marines and Marauders are mad. They're stimming, they're stepping forward. A lot of dead probes right now. 73 probes have died. Glutenfoe is down to 3 total probes as his last Nex is going to die. Yes, but he's floating a ton of money. 2,000 minerals, 1,000 gas, 1,700 gas, no less. He can rebuild, assuming he doesn't lose all of his probes here, but he's going to be revealed. Anyway, STronGer is boosting out with his units. That was a weird little shake there. Oh, can the Stalkers get rid of this medevac? The answer is probably not, as Glutenfoe is, in fact, being revealed here. You got to expand, man. You can't sit here and, okay, just building another command center is STronGer, but he's in a lot of trouble. Where are your probes? Where are they? Okay, good news is you can make Stalkers because the Cyber Core is done, and he does have these warp gates. He's got gateways that he needs to do this, transform into warp gate ability, because he doesn't realize, I didn't think that he has those. But he is actually building a new base here at a 5th base location down into the right from where his 5th was. He's not rebuilding his 5th at all, even though he has the money to do so. He really does happen to have the money to do so here. Still building a new replacement base is STronGer. Moving the orbital command from the main to the natural base is a traditional move by many Terran players across the world. Actually, in usual circumstances, they'll move the orbital command to the 3rd base or the 4th base. Usually not to the natural. If you're doing that, something bad happened. Ghost coming in from STronGer. as well. So that +2 attack going to help immensely in the upcoming battles, as it's only +1 attack done for STronGer right now. glutenfoe has a bit of an advantage. Both teams just not really interested in moving out, and as soon as I see that, glutenfoe decides it is time to move out. Got his stalkers in here. Got his 23 stalkers, 2 immortals, 2 colossus, all with a +2 attack and observer mixed in here as well. I'm liking this composition. Out of the glutenfoe, there are widow mines on the ground and 3 liberators at the front. I'm not sure if 3 liberators is enough to handle this many stalkers. It's really the marauders that are a problem for this army. These guys with the little yellow StarCraft stars on the shoulders, they are scary, scary stuff. Doing extra damage versus armored, double damage almost versus armored, and that's what the stalkers and colossus and immortals are. So colossus, you're going to take down the widow mines. Slow and steady wins that race, pulling back safely. Okay, no splash damage for you. Still have to consider how to deal with these liberators, as it turns out. And picking off a medevac there, pretty good way to do it. The liberators pushing up forward, though. The Vikings trying to chase down these colossus, but the stalkers, oh, they're fighting outside the circle. This is not what you want if you're STronGer. Get back inside the circle. There are too many stalkers, too many immortals. One of the colossus does end up falling there. But STronGer recognizes, okay, I can't win this in a straight-up fight. I need this liberator support for sure. I could really use some ghost EMP support if that is available to me. Where does he have a ghost? He has a ghost. He had a ghost. He's dead now. I'm not sure if he threw down an EMP in that previous battle or not. glutenfoe with his 2 probes. I don't know if you can rebuild faster than the Terran player can. You might need to move out here. He's got 17 SCVs. He also has the benefit of mules off of these 2 orbital commands that are now complete. So I think your window is closing a little bit here, glutenfoe. Closing a little tiny bit. Observer sitting there as well. We do in fact have a sensor tower for STronGer, just so he knows when he's getting attacked. And it's really a narrow choke to get in here. I have to knock down this cooling tower to perhaps provide a little bit more protection, is something I would do if I was STronGer, but he's not doing it. Perhaps he wants to invite the Protoss player into dinner, and there he will murder him. That actually reminds me, oh, he's dancing his stalkers, of the opera Don Giovanni, which I actually saw last night. I went with my wife. She did not perform in this one, but she has performed in other productions with the Utah Opera Company. Regardless, it was very good. It was a very good production, and there's a part where one of the characters invites a malevolent spirit to dinner, and it's not a great idea. Oh, orbital command does die at this 3rd base. Gonna go for it. Liberators, no! Liberators trying to set up, but they're gonna die before they get any kills off. Actually, no. 4 hit points left. Stimming forward here is glutenfoe, and by stimming, I mean not stimming, because you can't stim if you're Protoss, but the immortals doing work. 10 kills on these immortals, really making sure the marauders die. The marines getting killed by the stalkers. Otherwise, not much left here for glutenfoe, but there's really nothing left for STronGer. A marauder, a liberator. That's going to be the end of it all. She wrote it's 33 to 30 total supply. But again, STronGer has more workers, so that's a little bit misleading. As far as things go, STronGer does not want to leave the game. His final orbital command, is it on fire and burning? It is not, because it's being actively repaired by an SCV there. Is this liberator still alive with 4 hit points? It is. It is still alive. STronGer does not know about glutenfoe's existing nexus, where it is. I think he assumes it's at where the 4th base was, but instead it's at this new 5th base location, which probably could throw him a little bit. Going up a ramp is never a good idea. I think that's what glutenfoe is working on here. Bringing the SCVs in. Good kiting, though. Getting rid of the SCVs very first of all. And an attack. Oh, the liberator dies. Tries to assist here. Oh, Stalker. The immortal in the front is not what you want there. Actually, can STronGer win this battle? Trying to blink away from it a little bit here. As glutenfoe losing that immortal was a huge deal. Okay, all the marauders are gone now, though. The stalker is going to pull out at the same time. It's 12 available supply for each player, and they both have basically under 5 workers. Going to come back in. You're going to try to land this command center, but no, not going to happen. Not going to happen at all. Can they take down this orbital command? If that's it, that's going to be all she wrote for STronGer. Does not have the money to build another one directly on fire. Can't even repair it now. 1 mineral in the bank. The repair is not possible. Orbital command going to die, and that's it. STronGer's going to be revealed. STronGer has what he has right now, which is 2 marines. 2 marines versus 4 stalkers. There is medevac support blinking away, trying to kill these SCVs that are playing the meat shield to these marines. Look at these marines chase these stalkers across the map. We're gonna win. We're gonna win this game if we can manage it. Man, really not making any more probes, are you, glutenfoe? Not even a tiny bit. Another stalker does die. What? Stalker does die to this little SCV marine push here. This is down to the wire. This is down to the wire. Ladies and gentlemen, Marine dies. Final Marine doesn't even really try to micro, and dead as well, and that's going to be it. STronGer with the rage quit. Glutenfoe is victorious, and the foe of gluten is your winner today. That was a pretty good game. That was a silly game, I would have to say. STronGer, man, he tried to make it happen. He tried to make it happen, couldn't do it. Could not do it. 16,000 resources lost for the Terran player. 20,900 for Glutenfoe. On the other side of things, 74 probes died. 49 SCVs got killed. 2 Colossus. 2 Immortals. 46 Stalkers. That's pretty much all that was made. So it's impressive. I mean, I guess there was splash damage, but the Colossus didn't... Oh, fine. The Colossus did enough. I was going to be impressed that Glutenfoe won this without much splash damage, but he did. He did. 32 Marines died, 44 Marauders, 5 Liberators, 8 Vikings, 3 Widow Mines, and a Partridge in a Pear Tree. So, all right, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Mid-Rank Madness. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Before us, our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. Justice, our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. Sense of soul, the soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Inshallah, adieu. Ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Saran Kinala tu Casar di Templare Garamanaga Oshara Sashina Kinala tu